Hi everyone, this is Fab from Web Software Review. Today I'm going to show you a new app which is currently featured on DealMirror. The app I'm talking is called Fotor, and there's been a lot of talk lately about this app, especially because there are so many tools that allow you to play with your picture and create banners, adverts, and PDF, and a lot of different items that you can use from a graphic designer perspective. So Fotor is very interesting because it's quite a mature product and is not just a new startup, and it has some very nice feature that I wish to show you today. First of all, let's go to the DealMirror page where you can see the first page. There is the Fotor deal. If we click on the deal, you see the actual price is $69, and it includes more than 100 style for photo effects, 10,000 presets templates, photo collage maker, and another bunch of tools that are really interesting. There is a video on the page, video review, and there are some videos, tutorials, shows you what you can achieve with that. In my opinion, it's a very nice tool, and the price is absolutely a bargain if you're into this sort of tool and you don't have anything similar. Also, I currently own various sort of programs like this, and I think this is very similar to other, but has some very nice feature and something which I'm going to explain you, which can be a sort of incentive if you're really into this sort of programs. It is very fast, it's nice, and the plus I'm talking is that it has also an iPhone and Android app, which is very useful, very fast and easy to use. So it's a sort of jack of all trades, if you want to understand what I mean, tool for graphic designer. So you can buy that for $69 actually, 30 days money back guaranteed, and it's on DealMirror. So let's go with the tool. First of all, when you enter Fotor, you can use it also as a free tool, but there are some limitations, and currently you can start with 3 different program settings. You can edit a photo, make a collage, or create a design from scratch. First of all, as you can see, it has different features. We'll show you here what you can do with that. It is really good because it has, as you see, different languages. So it has English, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, French, German, Chinese, traditional and simplified, and Japanese. I mean, that's pretty interesting. So as you can see, you can create your work and you can have your public portfolio. But let's go back and start with edit a photo, which is the first sort of tool into the tool itself. First of all, when it loads, as you can see, it will guide you, so you can load your picture from computer. For the cloud itself, which is obviously their own archive obviously of things, Dropbox or Facebook. I will upload something now from my computer. I just have something in mind. And there we go. It's a basic logo, but being really a photo tool, I think it's best if I get some sort of new photograph. So let's say we'll go with a very basic landscape, for example. Let's see, I just found out landscape images. This is pretty small, so I think I'll stick with something bigger. Save on my desktop and open back in Fotor. And there we go, now we got a proper picture. Okay, first of all, this is the image itself. As you can see, it's showing the actual pixel size. You can zoom in, zoom out to check details. You got various settings to the left. The basics one are like one tap enhance. It will improve, as you can see, with one single click. The image you can undo, and you can even compare before and after just clicking on that. So as you see, it added some extra light. You can undo. Then you got the crop tool, very easy freeform crop tool. You can just decide if you want just a part of it, and then you apply. You can keep proportion just in case. So as you can see, it shrinks with keeping the proportion. When you hit apply, done. Click original and you're back. Then we got the rotate. We got the basic brightness adjustment, as you can see, contrast, saturation. You can sharpen or not the image, as you can see. You can create some very interesting effects with it and play with your image, really. It's really up to you what you want to do with it. Obviously, you can always go back to the original, as you see. You can fine tune it. You can play with all the sort of basic stuff, which include obviously your settings to change the color and everything else. Then you got the sort of vignette things, which I can, as you can see, can give you sort of edge to the image. It's very interesting. The curves, all these things, really looks like you got a Photoshop into your browser or into your mobile, and this is something very interesting. I mean, we're talking about $69 for such programs, which is featuring actually curves, resides, as you can see, and it also has the HDR of a photo, which is very interesting. You can resize and go back to everything. So I'm going back to the original. The HDR is something which is obviously interesting if you have more bracketed images, and you can play with a top quality, which is even better, but I won't stick with that. Now let's go back to the effect now, because we are talking about the basics. Those were only the basics. Then we can play with a few other tools. As you can see, you got the oil, debug, all those sort of color corrections are really interesting for your photo. There are many, and I think it's interesting to play with them. Obviously, if you want to give your image a different look, there are so many other effects. Really, you can waste the full day playing with them to get your results, but you can change everything really into your color settings. And I was very indeed happy to test this app, because as you can see, there are so many multiple effects ready. Just click on it, check them all and play with it. Very easy. Color splash, pixelate as well. This is fun because this is a sort of image effect that you can use to click, and it will pixelate your image, so you can create a bunch of effects. Really interesting. Obviously, you can go back as always. You got a different brush. All those sort of effects you see here will take really seconds to apply to your images, and you can play with them. You can increase the brush, you can change them and play with that. Those were the actual effect. Then you got beauty, which includes some sort of effect, which are more actual related to the mouth, eyes, or basic for a face lift. So this is not going to work with such image. You can add frames if you want. There are frames, floral frames like this. I mean, Christmas frames. Very easy to play with them. You got the vintage frames, sort of film or camera effect. I mean, these are very good to enhance your image very easily with a few clicks. Polaroid effect, one of my favorite. You can decide then to change the outer, the inner, add some rounded corner or not, change the background, and let's say you're happy with that. Okay, I like this, for example. You can add a text. And when you add this, you got a lot of really interesting fonts you can use to customize your message. And you can also change the color, change the size, make it bold, position whatever you want. You can enable background or not, you can make them uppercase, you can underline if you want. I mean, there are so many options, really easy to add, you know, which are really interesting. As you can see, it's really straightforward to use. I haven't used it before, it's my first time, so I'm just playing with it. And let's say I want to add some sticker, just some. Well, there are so many, and I mean, I'm creating something which is not very good, I need to tell you, but I mean, there are Halloween stuff, there are a lot of things really to add, shapes, landmarks. I mean, I'm really positively interested into this sort of tool, and what I like is that you can play with them easily. So you can add, for example, your Instagram, your social media stuff into this. Whatever it is, and you're done. You don't like it, original, you're back to original. So this is just the part I'm playing very quick, as you can see, and I'm just scrolling down, and there are so many effects that we can use, items, ready icon, styles and things like that. I mean, icon that you can just click, change the color, and there you go. You can rotate, you can reshape, you can add text, zoom in, zoom out, add some shadow if you like. You can drop shadow, and there you go. We added a drop shadow to the image itself, to the icon itself. And if I'm not happy with that, I can improve the blur, I can keep it less distant, change the angle. As you can see, I'm zooming in now. See how it goes. Not happy? Deselect, and there you go. It's immediate, it's fast, and it's really fast. Which is the first thing I notice. Obviously, being helpful, being fast, quality is very nice. So we are just going forward now. We go back to the original one, and this is just the edit part. So let's say you play with it and you're happy. Fine. I'm just going now to find out a face image. I'm going to load this up because I'm very curious about the tool. So I'm going to click on import. I got this face image. I'm going to deselect this one, and I don't want to save. I've just loaded this. Now let's go under the beauty settings. Will blemish. Well, this is quite a nice face, I would say, but let's go for the smoothing. We got a brush, and I'm smoothing. I can decrease the size of the brush. And this is something which is very easy to do. Now let's see before and after. This is what we achieved. This is what it was before. Can you spot the difference? Took a second, and there we go. Okay, I'll go back to original. I was using the smoothing part. Let's go for the wrinkle remover. I'll increase the brush size and see what happens. Sort of smooth as well, but different. Looks more uniform. I can increase the intensity as well, but it will lose a lot of details. So as you can see, it's not very good to apply. But obviously if you click on this, it will tell you what it will do. So let's say I go back to original. I'll zoom in. Bear in mind that when you want to play with such settings, you need obviously to be able to move and go into details, because obviously you're playing with a tool obviously which is very detailed. So we got a wrinkle remover. And if you see before and after, I mean, we're going very deep now into sort of customization for the image itself. Before and after, before and after. As you can see, it's very easy, and if you're lost, just wait and it will show you what you can do. Obviously I'm using a very detailed brush. If I increase that, there you go. And this is the before, and this is after. Before, after, before, after. Okay, so we're playing now, going back to original, and there is also this. This is very interesting. It's a reshape. Have a look at this. You have to be careful. You can achieve different results obviously with this such reshape tool, because if you're going to play with this, you need to be careful because it will distort obviously your image. And you can see you can create some sort of even funny image, I would say, because if you're going to play with the eye, for example, I'm going to reshape this in a very quick way. Apart from the eye, I mean, it's just a matter of testing and trying, but as you can see, you can create effects and play with it, obviously. Going back, you got the eyeshadow, eyeliner. The eyeliner, it's interesting as well. I mean, if you want just to play with it, you can still apply the intensity. As you can see, less. You can erase was not needed. And see, before and after. I applied some light eyeliner, I would say, to make a better eye line up, and it took a second. If I want some subtle effect, instead of doing this so much dramatic, I would say still makes a difference. If I want to go more into detail, I'll zoom in. I'll move here, and then I can use the eraser. Oops, the eraser. If I used a dramatic effect, before and after. So if you go back to 100, you can still see the difference. So we added the eyeliner, which is a very basic effect for photo retouching. You go back to original. Mascara, you just see how it works. You still apply your brush. You just go on there. And if you're not happy, you just remove from the bottom and see top and before and after. I mean, all those sort of effect, the eyebrow effect as well, pencil, it's interesting. You can obviously use when you don't have eyebrows and you want obviously to highlight them. In this case, she has actually. So if I use, it will make them more full, I would say, in terms of color. And check now, before and after. If I zoom out, it's more visible. And still, you can increase. Obviously, this is 100. It's just too much. If I'll remove though, it's interesting to experiment obviously and see what sort of results you can achieve with that. I would say this is not so bad if you compare. Obviously you can go into more detail, more control. Check it out. It's not the best. We can do better than that, I'm sure. But still, it changed the visual effect. Just a few clicks. And I liked really a lot this. The red eye remove, I don't have an image now that I can obviously increase. Which can remove, sorry, that sort of thing. but I can work out with the lip tint. Lip tint, I will use a darker red for her. And see. This is too much, but if I just change like this, and if I remove, obviously if we remove all the effect, we are back to the normal, but if you just go for a better size, we have obviously to be careful when we work with such details, because the brush size is very important. It can make a huge difference. Let's say I want less intensity, but still not like this, not like that, which is original, but just like this. See the before and after. I mean, it maybe it's interesting. You want to change color, you want to make something which is more natural, and once you already have the brush in place, you just change the color. And if you're not happy with that color, you can even use another color. And you see instantly how it goes. I'm pretty impressed about it, really. It looks like a professional suite for photo retouching, eye, mouth, and obviously basic fix, which are really interesting. I mean, for an average user, I would play with Photoshop with it, and it would take more time to get the same result. So really happy about it. Really, the tool is very nice. I'm not talking about the text and the sticker, because it's another part of thing. We are editing photo now, so we are just into the Photoshop mode, I would say. You can even search, by the way. You can click here and you got different shapes, icon, illustration, lines, as you can see. So it's very easy to add shapes as well, and to create effects and things like that. I mean, if you want to use those into your image, but this is not the point in my opinion into the photo editor. So this is the edit part, and it's just a part of the program itself. There is the collage 10. I will exit and go now to the second section of the tool, which is very straightforward. You can create classic collage, artistic collage, photo stitch, and funky. The classic collage is something very interesting. You can click on there. It will open different type of design for collage. As you can see, there are many. The one you see here with the diamond on top are the one that you will get if you buy the app, or there are some free ones. So there are just a few, I would say. Those are all, but there are so many pages, really. I mean, things can be easy, like 2 or 3, and things can turn out very complex. So let's see if I can make a quick test. Okay, I'll use something like this. Let's say I got a product and I want to just advertise that. So Nike shoes. Let's go under images. Oh, this Air Max looks pretty cool. Let's open this. Okay, there are a few images here. Let's see if I can download them. Nike 1. This is, I'll call it Nike 2. And this will be my Nike 3. And then let's see. I'm into e-commerce, by the way, as well. So bear with me if I tend to make things a bit complex, but I love to use such tools to advertise. So I will import first of all the images I got, the various Nike files. I'll select them all, and it's importing all at once. Now it's time to play with them. Let's see how it works. It's loading the images. First one, I want it to be there. Second, third, I'll import the other one. Let me have a look. It should be this. There we go. Okay, let's say I want to swap this with that. Oh, no worries, it's very easy. Then we filled basically all of these elements. When you double click on it, you can decide if you want to zoom in, zoom out, and you can apply. You can rotate as well. You can flip horizontally like this, which I like. You can click here, zoom in, and move. And once you're happy, you can also apply effect to change their color, which is absolutely good. You can increase or not the exposure. I will keep original. If you want though to increase the exposure, you can still play with that. You can also add more editing images, and they will open this new page, which is absolutely interesting, when you're basically back to the Fotor editor. So you can save and return after you modify the image with the Fotor editor. It's like if you're bridging between two apps. Now I close that, my bad, because if I click the it will go back basically to my original one design. So back to this, I'll have to import again and do that from scratch. Obviously, if I had this in my cloud, like here, cloud, I have already uploaded all the images. So as you can see, I'm placing them with a single click. Very easily. It's placing automatically, but then we can play with those and move where we want. We can apply and move. Okay, once we are ready, those are already in place. Now we are into the cloud. We got a various images, things we can do really. I'm just going very quick now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double click, zoom. And move and apply. There we go. We can rename the college. Yeah, Nike shoes. We can add some text. I mean, this is just interesting because you can even with a single click make a copy of this, resize, change color. And if you want to add something, I would say like a sticker or a shape, it's a basic shape I want to add, let's say. You can use this. It will help you also to align, to make a consistent design. You can check the layer, move up and move down, which is very interesting. Obviously it looks like it's really a Photoshop app. You can lock this to avoid issue. You can make a copy, and that's what I want really, because I want to make them into this position. So we are just creating an advert. In this case I'll add some subheading text. Change the text, increase the size. You can rotate easily. And there we have it. We got our own advert for the Nike shoes. Very easy to do, not an issue really. This is basically a basic collage we did. I'm just curious now because I haven't saved this yet, so I can click on save and it will tell me what I want to do. I can save with the normal quality, high quality, JPEG, PNG or PDF file name, and download the file, or I can share. I can sync in my Google, in my cloud here, so it's all ready. So if I now click here, what it will do, it will keep the images I got to create some interesting effect. And I mean, there are so many different collage things that you can play with, which I mean, it's just up to you really. You can even resize them, check the size obviously of your collage. You can decide the border width. As you can see, you can increase, decrease, make them with the rounded corner or keep like this. Make a transparent border as well. You can use some texture as a background or some color. It's really up to you, to your creativity, how you want to play with that. If you don't like the color itself, you can still find your own color, or you can use the color picker and pick from the image itself. The color picker is something very interesting in my eye. It's something very useful. You can check the shade here of gray of the image taken from the image itself, which is fine in my eye. And you can start, for example, to reduce the border, and you can play with the image you got. If you don't like, you can zoom in or zoom out, and if you want to swap, just move them. There we go. You want to add some image, there you go. It's so easy to play with it, which really very easy, very fast. Now this is the collage part. If you click on funky, as you can see, there are so many different shapes. This is something different. Obviously, with the result, I would play more with photos. Really, here I won't add products. It doesn't look so commercial if you want to play with that. So over here, I will add some different images. But let's say I'll do this, and this again. And still you can zoom, move, and there you have it. You can apply, click here, color and texture. We got the same opportunity. We want a background color like this. We want to use a different fill-in or not really. Different size. Also a custom size. We can rotate left, right the image. Flip and move. Zoom and move where we want it to be. And we got all the effect with the color, as I said before, which is really interesting. Don't forget that we can still work them and edit in place basically, and this will move this to the advanced editor through the other app in the app. So it looks like we got a sort of Adobe bridge between the photo editor and the collage editor. Last, you can play with various things. There is the stitching option as well, and then you can drag a photo here. There we go. If now we bring in, another image, we got also this work management where we can decide what to do, which to edit, which to remove. This one will help basically if you want to make a photo stitch with various photographs. You have to import most of them and you can stitch them all together. We got the stickers as well, and you got the search, so you can write down, for example, smile over here, and there we have it. Oh, shoes. Let's see Nike if they have something. No, I don't think it has. So shoes, we'll find something like sticker. I mean, it's really nice, easy, fast to work with it, which is a pleasure really to use it. Now we saw the edit function, we saw the collage. Now we are going to the design. We exit here, it will open the design, and that's another part of it. Templates, we got templates, ready templates made for marketing, events, documentation, banner ads, live, and there you have it. Obviously there are different things, so if you want to work out, for example, with a Facebook ad, you'll click here and they will start opening another section where there are this sort of ads, and as you can see there are many ads. So Black Friday is incoming, okay, you click on there and there you have it. You can change all the different text, zoom in. This is my suggestion to you, zoom in, because for example this part is made up of various items, and for each items you can change the background, you can change the font, you can change the alignment, you can change everything. You can add a sticker. And when you have there something, you want to take the color picker because you want to use the same color, no problem, takes a second. There you have it. You want to increase the size, no problem. But these are also vector, so basically they will reshape very nicely and won't pixelate, which is another point of interest in my opinion. You want this. Okay, this is something interesting. Let's say I'm showing you, okay, this, I like this dress. I want it to be big, but I want this to go below that, no problem. Layer, move down, move down, move down, and now it's down the text. If I change my mind, I click here and I move to top. One click. move to bottom, another click. I mean, we can organize that. Fashion Factory, I don't like this font, no problem. Change the font immediately. Done. Don't like the color, want to be more consistent with the design, click here, color picker. And there we have it. Let's do something different. Add a shadow. Drop shadow. Okay, but I want it to have less blur. I want a solid shadow. Done. Change angle. I don't like this. Okay, fine. And there we go. Here, the same thing. Shadow, drop shadow. This is a different effect. I want it to be like the other, but a little different. And there we go. We can copy, we can just leave it here. This one, this element, it's very nice. Let's see what happens if I drop shadow here. It's very cool, and this time I think the blur should be not like this. I want a blur effect, so like this. We'll keep like there we go. This is the effect I want, and I mean, in a few clicks I just selected one design template. There are so many. I selected only the Facebook ad, but remember that also there are a lot of other templates you can add to favorite as well. And here you got an image, but you can also add some pages, some other designs. So when you click back to design and click on new design, don't save this one, I don't mind because it's a new one. I got recommendation, I can get a portfolio. So we want to make ticket. Social media post, we got Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter post, YouTube channel art, Facebook cover, social media cover. We want some marketing poster, business card, logo, email header. I mean, it's really powerful and very easy. We want to write down a documentation, okay, or a letterhead. Fine. We have a letterhead, different. A lot of template. Click here. We want to add a page and copy. Multiple page. So this is a 3-page. I want to save it, and I save it as a PDF. All page, standard mode or printing, for example. I'll download. This will download obviously a multiple page PDF. I haven't modified anything because it's a really quick test, because I wanted to show you the powerful of this software. I'm sorry if the video is very long, but I think it's needed when you have such application, because you're paying for something which you will keep use on a daily basis into your marketing, into your ebook, into your daily routine. So also the speed, it's very important. There we have it. We got this Antilla design. I didn't change the name, and there we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 4th page is the one I haven't deleted actually, so it's 4 pages. Let's see. My bad, I had to remove this. Sorry. So there we have it. We can change the design. My book. We can go into detail. We can change the text. And as you can see on top here, it's a sort of editorial now, where you can place elements, reshape, and this is just a part. You can still add obviously from the cloud some interesting shoes, for example. this is another image, but if I don't like this image, this is just a background image, by the way, we can delete it. And as you can see, it will pop up. So we can add another thing, for example, instead of that. Okay, let's say I want to add a background color of white. And then I will increase this. Layer to bottom. There we have it. You can even use your scroll. Well, it's not really the real wildlife expected, but it makes sense. You can even turn this to be transparent. You can decide how you want it to fade with your image, for example. And then we can flip croc, apply effect to this. I'm happy with that because I will move to bottom, by the way, and just move like this, for example. I mean, it's very, very powerful. You can also modify the spacing and everything else into your text. Change the vertical spacing as well. Proper editorial stuff, which is nice. So what do I have to say? You see here you got 500 megs of space. Under the settings there are the tutorial, feedback, language, you can change them, and there is an help center, and over here you have messages. You can check the work, the portfolio. You can always open images and import. You go back to template. Those are letterhead. If you click again on design and click on new design, it will prompt you to save, or you go back. And for each one of those, flyer, poster, business card, whatever it is, you'll get tons of inspirational templates. So if you plan to get a business card, easy, go for it. You'll get inspiration. There are a few templates. I would say social are okay and business card there are less, but in the end it's just up to your creativity as well, because for example this is back and forth for each template into the business card. So when you click on this, you got back and forth, which is very nice. And you know, I would say go back, clicking on this, you got the different banners, and you can always set your own custom image size, so you're not just you don't have to stick and fit within their own obviously size. You got this large rectangle, for example, but if you think it's not obviously what you're aiming for, you can resize that, and you click on resize, and then you can resize and even choose a custom size. And then you can also apply your own like pixel or centimeter or inches or whatever. Apply. Obviously will resize. You got a custom size, and you can apply to a new design, and there you have it. Once you got your size ready, it's been applied. You can click on view now. Will bring you back to the design in your size, which is a custom size, as you can see. You can add pages and create whatever you want. You want to create a page, you want to create an image, you want to import and replace this, you don't like this. this is a sort of placeholder, so when you remove something you can still import anything else. And now last thing, and there is just one last thing I want to do. So I will double click here on the image, as you can see, and I am basically cropped into this box. I can also set as a background, as you can see, very funny, just a single click and it completely changed the view, I would say, of what we wanted. I wanted to really show you with a single click what we can do if you are smart. I know you didn't expect that, but it's so easy to just create something powerful. And there we have it. Now I added this. I add a sticker, simple basic shape, and I can just enter the shape and see what happens now. If I can include basically an image into the shape. Show you how to do it. I just did that before, so pass it with me. I will click now on more editing function, because one thing I wanted to do is play with this. And there is the magic clipper, sorry. The magic clipper is something everyone is talking about, especially for some other app which is around. I mean, removing background from images, especially when you're playing with products, is very, very interesting. So easy. You got a brush size, soft edge, you can apply and press to preview. You just say what you want to remove from an image. So I want to remove the white, but I want to keep this. And I want to keep this as well. And this. But I don't want to have this. And this. This is tricky because obviously it will start to get the sample, and here, okay, you want to get this, which is fine, but you don't want the white inside. Okay, let's say I'm good with that. Apply. Okay, fine. Save and return. There we have it. Our own borderless, transparent shoes. Took a second. If you wanted to play with Photoshop, you can play with it, but I can guarantee it won't be so quick. It won't be so fast. It won't be so easy. And that's for sure. About adding image shapes, you click here, and that's what I wanted to show you before. So you click here and you add this. When you double click, basically this is an image placeholder. As you can see, there are different shapes that you can use as a placeholder, and you can include basically by dragging something into the shape itself. So I've removed this, but let's say I want to add something into the shape itself, and there we go. just drag and drop into, and there we have it. Then you click on the border, the transparency, the shadow, and you can add the shadow to it. If you click on effect as well, you can modify that. And there we have it. I wanted this all uppercase. Very easy, very fast, very quick. So I usually don't recommend, but just review. In this case, I would say if you don't have anything similar and if you're just on the fence, go and buy it. You won't regret. And still, go on DealMirror. You can purchase it, test, play with it. It's just $69, and you got still the 30 days money back guaranteed. And last, you got the Android and iPhone app to play with it, and I can recommend it because in my Huawei P10 Plus, which is not the latest phone on the market, it runs very smooth. And for basic editing, quick editing, obviously when you want to post some images on your social media, on Instagram and everything else, it's very, very powerful. So if you liked my review, I really hope you enjoyed it. Please click and buy through my affiliate link below in the video, because it takes time to make these reviews, but I love to help people and show the deals actually. And this deal on Fotor for me is really a green light. This is my personal view. I purchased myself and I can just recommend to go and get it. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.